This video is about the sled push. Sled push is probably the #1 exercise that blows up the legs most for most athletes, and is probably one that you want to target the most in your training in order to make sure that you're not ruining your race in the second station already. Okay, some key points for the sled push in order to make the sled push a lot easier for you. First of all, it's leg strength. So if you're really struggling with sled push, you probably want to work on your leg strength doing squats. If you cannot, if you're not very good at squats and you're not feeling safe, then at least do some type of leg press or something, but you need to get your legs stronger in order to move the sled efficiently, okay? Now let's talk about some technique, okay? For the sled, there's two main techniques that are being used. The first one that's probably by most athletes is going to be having your arms down here, having your chin on the pole in the middle, or having it at least very close. Some athletes have it a little bit lower, some have it a little bit higher. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But having your arms down, chin on there, and then pushing into it, trying to kind of relax your arms here, just leaning in and then pushing, okay? The other version would be holding on to the poles, kind of being a little bit more behind, and then getting your elbows in here so that you can have your elbows right next to your side, and then press from here. So be like this, okay? This would be the second option. Both of the options kind of work the same way. The most important thing is that you get your center of your body behind the center of gravity of the sled. What I mean by that is, if you're a taller athlete, you probably need to drop lower than what you would think. If you're a very small athlete, you can probably stay a little bit higher. It also depends on what is your competition weight. If you have a men's pro weight, for example, and you're having 200 kilos on it, the stack is going to be higher. So the center of gravity of the sled and the stack is going to be probably distributed a little bit different than when you're having a lighter sled. So what you want to try and practice, best case scenario, practicing with the actual competition sled, because then you're going to feel it. What you want to practice is getting your arms whatever position, either here or here, and then playing around with the height of your body in relation to the sled. A lot of times when you see people really struggling with the sled and other people just moving it, yes, it could be the carpet, but then also some people just stay way too high or are way too low, and then therefore they can't really bring their force from their legs into the sled, okay? So really play around with the position of your hips in relation to the sled, and then see what works best for you. And if you're in a race and you're figuring out, okay, it's not working that well, try different positions instead of just retrying the same movement the whole time that you already know it's not going to work, okay? So again, I'm here, putting it on here, and then wherever I am, this could be a position, this could be a position, and I will just try and move it, and then I feel, okay, it's not working that great. I'm bringing my hips even lower, and then it might push easier, okay? One more thing, if you're having a turf like we do here, it's probably going to be fairly slippery, and weights, your competition weights are going to feel okay or even like light for you. It's a trap. You probably want to make sure that you're going to hold on, or you're going to get a sandbag. Can be a 10 kilo sandbag, can be a 20 kilo sandbag, however hard you want to make it for you. And then you're going to put that sandbag in front so that when you're pushing your sled, it kind of feels a little bit more like it would be the carpet on competition day. Because that way the sled gets a lot more friction and it's a lot harder to push, but it's not harder because you have more weight on. That's something that we're also going to train. We're going to train with more weight than what you would do on race day, but this is going to actually mimic the feeling of the friction of the sled, okay? Figure out your grip, play around with hip height in order to get behind the center of gravity. And then also last thing, figure out how much distance you can surpass and then how long your brake is gonna be in order for you to not blow up. So if you know, okay, one lane takes you, let's say 20 seconds, but after like 6-7 seconds you're blown out, you probably wanna take at least 1 or even 2 brakes in your lane so you're not blowing up and you can continue with a fairly low amount of lactic acid for the next run.